plug Drunken Problem Solving again, only because, you know, people coming out and going to it allows me to keep doing it. And I do it really to entertain myself. So I'd like it if you all came out. It is a game and a show where I give you something has happened in the future and you have to tell me all the problems this might cause in the world, and then I decide which one of those is the problem. It's based on very, very rigorous criteria, and then you all have to solve that problem, and yeah, it's fun. In any case, I thought I'd read something a little different tonight. I don't usually read any of my long form prose, and this is from a novel that I have revisited many times over the years, which is to say that it's not done. It is a little sci-fi novel that I was working on called The Prometheus Vulture. And the only real setup that you need for this is to understand this takes place in a world where basically the four largest governments in the world sent satellites into the Earth to destroy any power plant that was too large because of dependence upon energy. This was supposed to be an insurance measure. Unfortunately, they were unable to turn off the first one, and it just wound up sort of vaporizing most of the planet. And what it does is it shoots a beam down that just destroys anything bigger than a campfire. So anyway, just know that that is the sci-fi universe that you're in right now, as I read you. Find Eden. Long before it was called Colonial Heights, Virginia, or Fayetteville, South Carolina. Take Eden when the settlers got there, and Captain John Smith writes about the sky black with game birds and fruits that bend the trees. Think of this dense forest strung with shafts of light running along the rivers, torrid rapids, and babbling shallow creeks, down to the shoreline when it was Eden's beach and not Virginia Beach, when the water was leaping with fish you could catch with your hands, a place where in the sun you would have no shame about being naked, and if someone else was with you, you would totally get it on. Just do them right on Judd Rock Point and then both leap into the water, bracing and refreshing. And if it happened to be misty, then hump in a cave and eat a bat or a squirrel or a quail or whatever. Then cut a swath through it, put fences round the ground and plant grass. And then mow over everything. Mow down the fruit trees, the game birds, and the bats, and even mow over the grass that you just put down there. Picture it so that Eden grows nothing but people now. Falsify the shore, cordon it off, and raise buildings for people who don't even fish or swim. Nobody does anybody anymore, even where nude access is allowed, but mainly it isn't. Now it's a different Eden. Safer and warmer, less malaria and tribal warfare. More fruit, though now it costs money, and it's put in a store built over where fruit used to grow on its own, but fuck it. Entertainment on every 7th block, or in your home, or everywhere. You work in hell, which is a cement cube in a land of cement cubes, where they paved over so much Eden, they throw garbage on the streets. And your Eden is 37 minutes away, so that you only have to be in hell for 8 hours a day. And your Eden seems so perfect that the original Eden seems like hell. Now find black. Not the night sky, too many lights and sometimes too pale. Not soot, because it scatters too easy, and it's only found in hell now. Black, like when you shut your eyes and try to imagine black. Pure black, so hard and deep it has a glare like the echo of the sun at the bottom of it, though there is no bottom. Take this black and run it over the ground, over New Eden. Run it to the horizon in every direction. Wherever the black is, there is nothing else. On the edges of the black is the remnants of New Eden and hell. If it touched only half your grass, then half your grass is fine, though it's dead now because you haven't lived there for a while. Run the black past the cement cubes of hell where sometimes, most of the time, it disintegrated even them, absorbed them, and left only black. Know that actually, had we known the black was coming, Eisenhower would have loved it when he had that idea one day. He was sucking on a cigar and stuffing a picture of General Douglas MacArthur down his pants and said, "Eureka, a highway! That'll keep people out of hell." And if he'd had the black at the time, it would have been the cheapest, fastest way to build those highways. Instead of tar and steel and DOT kickbacks, he could have had volcanic glass caused by superheating the Earth from a satellite. But for that to have worked, you'd have to remember that the black was an unattended side effect of the vulture, that it was unfocused, and that its path was 13 miles wide, and that would take some adjustments. Take this Eden to Eden to black scenario and run it everywhere over the world. Now do the whole thing at 479 miles an hour. That's how Gossett Nova always has to do it. At that speed, the edges of the Earth curl over themselves from left to right like a crashing vortex visual wave. It makes a tunnel of vision that blurs everything but the dead center into a swirling mass of muted colors because the bright ones are faster than the dark ones. For this reason, Gossett rides on the edge of the black, which he calls the Glass Freeway, or sometimes the Glass 101. Stepping off the bike, I had to edit this great deal for this, sorry. Stepping off the bike, Gossett removes his helmet, surveys the damage. His helmet is black, but his head is not, though some people say it is. Some people say his whole body is black, and even more say that he himself is black, but that's just comparison shopping. His head looks nothing like the helmet, except that they're both smooth and glossy, and the sunglasses Gossett wears looks kind of like a visor. The sheen of the Glass Freeway is such that it requires extensive eye protection. And the contrast between his hands and the sleeves of his black leather jacket make it obvious that there is black and then there is this guy. Some people, though, once they come up with a label. Anyway, the black guy surveys the damage surrounding the corner of true black left by the vulture the night before. Around the edges of the glass had been a trailer park. Tiny yellow legs worked their way out of Gossett's breast pocket. 8 of them. They moved cautiously at first until the full flat yellow body was out, dragging lastly the long yellow tail. When the tail had cleared the pocket, it curled up, hanging its deadly point like mistletoe over the protruding black eyes. Then the scorpion turned again and ran up to Gossett's neck, and then up. Then it was on top, straddling the subtle ridge at the top of Gossett's head. Again, it turned, looking east now, like a second pair of eyes for Gossett. From here, it could see the waves of heat that made the land into a mirage of water. Yet there was a chill. "Hoo-wee!" whistled Nancy from his sideway mouth. "This place got fucked. I mean, I know they all get fucked, but this place looked like it was fucked to begin with, and then BAM! Someone took away the lube." "Yeah," said Gossett. Nothing's pretty." "Yeah, but I mean, man, this place..." "Yeah, I get you, Nancy." Nancy did a dance on Gossett's skull, turning left and then left again. Behind him was the freeway. "This isn't where the plant was," he said. "Nope." "Then what are we doing here?" Gossett hit the button for the tripodometer on his motorcycle. "Testing a theory," he said. He started to put his helmet back on. Nancy took it as a cue to get back in the jacket. Once he was resituated on the bike, Gossett revved it once and turned it south. He didn't bother with the straps, he wouldn't be going that fast. Still, he took off less than gradually, hitting 60 miles per hour in only a few seconds. Riding under 100 made it bumpy. It took strength just to keep him on the road. But Gossett went straight, running parallel with the freeway's abrupt cutoff. In 12 minutes and 22 seconds, he arrived at the other corner. Nancy crawled back out, but stayed on Gossett's shoulder this time. "What kind of plant was this?" "Look down." Nancy peered over the cliff of Gossett's right arm into the black on which they stood. Embedded crystals, glimmers of fantastic white, shined deep into the bottom of the glass. "Coal?" Nancy asked. "Yep," said Gossett. "Coal." "And refresh my memory, what is that shiny stuff in the freeway?" "Diamonds. Superheated, superpressurized coal." "Ah," said Nancy. He looked up at the flames on the ground, followed one long one out to a smokestack. "I can't understand why you guys liked any of it. Coal kept people warm, kept the lights on. Diamonds were just pretty." Nancy looked at the back of the road with its unreachable treasures. "You say so." Nancy ran across the back of Gossett's neck to his left shoulder. He saw more diamonds on this side. "We scorpions never had use for anything shiny. Shiny in nature usually meant stay the fuck away." "You're not a scorpion." Gossett took a deep breath and he made several short sniffs. "Don't get into that again. Of course I'm a scorpion. Hadrus arizoninus. Look it up." "Yeah," said Gossett. "And I flat guarantee you that in the book it will say invertebrate. Does not fucking talk." "Pfft," said Nancy. "What do books know?" Gossett reached into his right breast pocket and retrieved a slim black journal and a pen. He opened the first empty page and began scribbling. When he was done, he tucked the book away. Then he walked over to where one of the fire streams began and knelt down beside it. He put one hand over the fire and slowly pulled it back. Then in a flash, he snatched Nancy by the tail and hung him over the flames. "Admit it," he said. "What the fuck are you doing?" the scorpion writhed, trying to swing itself onto Gossett's wrist. "Admit it, bitch, you ain't a scorpion." Gossett smiled as he lowered the bug another inch. "You're crazy, man. Come on, I'm your best friend." "You ain't shit to me. Admit it." "You'll never make it without me," Gossett laughed. "Fuck you, man. Honduras Arizoninus." Gossett held him there another second, then tossed him in the air and caught him on his palm. "You are a twisted individual," said Nancy as he scurried up Gossett's arm. "Yeah," said Gossett, "and you ain't no damn scorpion."